What if you were stranded on a deserted island with a boss that you really do not like, and you can't go to HR because you're on a deserted island with just him? What would you do? Well, today I'm going to be reviewing Sam Raimi's newest comedy horror film titled Send Help. Send Help follows two co-workers who survive a plane crash and end up on this deserted island. Now, at first, the hierarchy of the workplace stays intact, where the boss is giving orders and his subordinates are listening to him. But it doesn't take very long for their survival instincts to take over. Now, this isn't your traditional horror film. There's a lot of comedy. There's some jump scares. There's some thrills. It's everything that you know what Sam Raimi's all about. Now, the movie stars basically two people, Rachel McAdams, which everybody knows, and Dylan O'Brien, which I didn't know who he was. I had to go actually look him up. And he's been in a couple movies that, unfortunately, I never saw, such as The Maze Runner, the new version of Teen Wolf. So he's relatively new to me. And Rachel basically carries this whole movie, but not in a bad way. She's the heart of this movie. And Dylan O'Brien, his name is Bradley in the film. He does exactly what he's supposed to do. And if you've ever worked in the cubicle life of the office world, you know that boss, you know that one person that they're annoying. They think they're entitled to everything because they know someone or they're related to somebody that got them promoted to where they're at. And it's pretty realistic, that makes this movie work really well. And the two together, Rachel and Dylan, man, their chemistry is like seamless. It's like they were meant for this film. Now, this isn't the Evil Dead Sam Raimi. I mean, if you know his work from the Evil Dead franchise or, the Spider-Man franchise, then you know what he's all about. But in this one, he has his fingerprint still in it with his awkward tensions, his abrupt tonal shifts, and of course the moments that make you laugh, and then immediately you're like, you're going, oh, at the perfect opportunity. He's phenomenal at making this movie happen. And, when the trailer came out for this, and I think it came out when the college football national championship was going on, they showed the trailer and it looked pretty cool, only from the fact that they showed the Survivor promo of her applying to be on Survivor. So that immediately hooked me into it because I love the game of Survivor. So I was drawn into it, watched the trailer, and I was like, this could be cool. So I said, hey, let's go check this out. And it's really cool because the movie is basically about power, control, how fast social structures collapse. And, again, who would survive amongst everyone else if this thing really happened? So, it's kind of like when you look at zombie movies and you put yourself in there with your friends or family, whatever, and you look at everyone like, who's going to survive out of this? Who do I just need to knock over so they fall down so they become zombie food? That's what this movie's kind of like, of those that are in power or think that they're in power, how powerless they actually are, and they have to rely on those people they kind of step on along the way in the office. What makes this film really work is that, again, it's Rachel McAdams' performance. She's awesome. She goes from this very quiet, not really quiet, but invisible type person to where her performance just shines when she's got to, puff out the chest. And it's like, look, we're going to do it my way or else you're going to die. So it's really well done. I love the concept of, plane crash, end up on a deserted island and surviving. And of course, there was a lot of tension in it, but it was broken up with humor at the right times. Had a couple little gory scenes, a couple little jump scares. So everything really worked. But on the flip side, it felt a little long, that they could have edited it in some spots. I felt myself once or twice kind of, looking at my watch saying, how much longer is this going to be? So they could have edited it a little bit. And of course, it's a horror movie, so it's not going to work for everybody. There's a bunch of people who don't like comedy horror. As like for me, for example, I usually rank horror comedy at the bottom of my favorite genres in the horror world. But this one was fun, man. I had so much fun with this. And if you get to go see this in theaters, I saw it in the 4DX format, which is, the seats that they move around and you're getting hit with wind and scents and sprayed with water and all this stuff. This was my first movie I've ever done that for. And it's almost like they shot this movie with that theater format in mind because of some of the camera angles and whatnot, and some of the way they panned around the island, that it just felt like it because the seat would move and everything like that. So if you've ever been on any ride, like Soarin' in Disney World and Disneyland, or like It's a Bug's Life, Universal, where the seats interact with you, that's what it was pretty much like. And it was fun. It made the movie more enjoyable without taking away from the movie. So if you have a chance to check this out in that format, you'll have a good time with it. So what do you think, man? Have you seen this one? If you have, let me know in the comments what your favorite part was. You might want to put spoiler in there so people get, mad because they read a spoiler or anything like that. But could you survive? I don't know. It's one of those hard things to answer, but who would you not want to go to a deserted island with? If you are into horror movie reviews, then this is the place for you. Hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more stuff coming out. So until next time, go check out my other videos. But more importantly, if you're thinking to go overseas on a trip, you might want to learn how to start a fire and a couple other little things, because you never know when you might end up on a deserted island. Till next time, take care, guys.